kick us off.
Oh, just one sec, guys. Sorry. Nick can go if he wants.
Go for it, Nick.
Hi, no. So it looks like Nick's not there, so I'll kick this off. Great start to proceedings. How are you doing, Ufuk?
I'm well, thank you. How are you, Andrew?
Yeah, good. What's the last week been like for you? I guess both in terms of the COVID, but also watching the team from afar.
Yeah, look, it's been, for me, feels like it's been a long 7 days, to be honest. COVID-wise, I was quite good, to be honest. Just had a blocked nose for a couple of days, and that's pretty much it. Watching the games was difficult, especially live streaming it was difficult, especially having a delay in the stream didn't help. But yeah, look, it felt pretty weird, to be honest, to be sitting at home and watching the game off the computer screen.
Yeah, no rewind button on Paramount Plus either, as far as I understand. So
no rewind button. So and being a little bit delayed was not great as well.
But I guess in terms of the results, you couldn't have asked for more from those two matches, could you?
No, it shows the processes we have within the group and the club and within the team and the structure that we have, which gets us through the games with the limited players with the injuries that we have at the moment. And Chiefy and Goffey continue that quite well, and it's very pleasing to get 6 points from the last two games.
Tim Payne, when is he sort of due back in Australia, and is it early enough for him to be in contention tomorrow?
This evening he'll be back. Look, we'll put him in the squad because we're running low on numbers at the moment. We've got a couple of more COVID cases within the group as well, so we're very short on players at the moment.
Okay, so why don't you give us an injury and illness update then?
Okay, injuries wise, we've still got the injured players that were injured previously. Gale's a little bit touch and go at the moment with that collision that he had in the Brisbane game. So he'll be assessed this morning, and we'll make a decision what we do for him on game day. So that's another player that may be out. Not 100% sure at the moment. Like I said, we've got another player. One of the injured boys got COVID. We've got another player that was part of the group that flew to Brisbane that's currently got COVID as well. So we're low on numbers today. I think we've got 14 players at training. So Payne will assess him once he gets back, and hopefully he's good enough to sit on the bench. And if he's required to use him, we'll have to use him.
Just on those injuries, how far away is Josh Laws, for example?
Laws is still, I think, possibly a couple of weeks away at the moment with his injury. Good news with Clayton, it's only a 6-week injury, which is positive news for us and also positive news for him. It's not a longer term injury with his ankle. He's still torn his ligaments, but the longevity of it is possibly a good thing. So he may be back maybe for the last couple of games of the season, which is a positive for us as well.
Cool. I want to come back to Clayton, but just to run through these, Josh Soturio how long is he still expected to be out for?
Joshua, we're working towards the Western United game at the moment, so he's progressing really well. Even though he might be available for that game, he'll be limited in minutes for Western United, so hopefully we can get him ready for that. So he's doing well. Hoops is back on feet, which is a positive as well for us, and maybe we can get him to a point where he's available for the last 2 games of the season as well. Was
there a game with Josh you were sort of targeting in terms of him being able to return?
Josh is still.
Sorry, Josh Laws. I mean,
yeah, Laws is still not on feet at the moment, so it's hard to put a game on where we'll see him at the moment. We need to get him on feet before we can actually give him a time frame of what game he'll be back for.
And Oscar Van Hatten?
Oscar's still a couple of weeks away. Unfortunately, at the moment, where his hamstring injury is a little bit different to Josh's. Josh is more in the belly, his is more in the attachment, so it's a little bit more difficult for him at this stage. But Oscar's still a couple of weeks away at the moment.
Cool. I think that's everyone, unless you can think of anyone else.
I don't want anybody else to be injured, mate. Otherwise, I'm going to have to strap on the boots soon. So
yeah.
At the moment, we are what we are, and we've shown the boys have shown a lot of resilience with the last couple of games that we've had. and the players that have come in and have been given opportunities have stepped up, and which is quite pleasing for me in the last couple of games.
Okay, I guess you're not going to tell us who the player who went to Brisbane who's got COVID is, which I can sort of understand, even though we'll find out tomorrow.
But you guys can find out later yourselves, mate. It's not for me to say.
But can you say whether it was a starter or a bench player?
No, he was a bench player. He was a bench.
So it's not too.
Well, when I say he's a bench player, he was on the bench. None of these players are bench players. They just make decisions of what we believe is the best team to win the game.
Yeah. So I guess it's not too big an impact then in terms of.
Oh, it is an impact because we're low on numbers as it is, Andrew.
Apart from that,
we don't need any more players out through injury or illness as well. So we need everybody that we know we possibly can use. And this season's been one of those topsy-turvy seasons where we rely on everybody to get out there and do a job.
Cool. And just on Clayton, obviously at the start of the week it was reported that he was potentially looking at 12 weeks out, was going to need surgery. And that report was endorsed by his girlfriend, so I'm going to gather it was probably pretty accurate. Has he gone and got a second opinion from a different doctor?
No, that report has come from his girlfriend. It's not come from us, mate. So it hasn't come from our medical staff, and it hasn't come from our doctor, our surgeon that he's seen. So always wait for our report from the club. I believe it's the best way, because we'll always report what is actually happening. So for us, like I said, it was positive news that it's only a 6-weeker, which is very good for Clayton at the same time, and very good for us. We don't want anybody injured, but 6 weeks is not a long time for what we believe he initially first had.
Cool. Just to clear up for anyone listening to this later, it wasn't reported by his girlfriend, just retweeted by her, just so that we got that clear.
Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, always we've got Brenton there, and then that's why he's our media guy, and then make sure when the information goes out, it'll go through the club, and we'll give you clarification of what it actually is.
Okay. So has Clayton seen multiple doctors this week?
Not multiple doctors. He's seen obviously who he needs to see, and he's seen the surgeon as well. The biggest part was, did he need surgery or not? Was a big thing, because I think if he needed surgery, it would have been a lot longer. But the surgeon recommended that he doesn't need surgery, and he actually needs to put some weight on his ankle to actually get it going again, and that's why it's probably a shorter turnaround.
Okay, just to confirm, so there was no dislocation there in the end; it was just torn ligaments.
That's right.
What was I going to say? I just one last one. Obviously we saw Ollie Sale have a big game on Wednesday night. You guys won 3-0, but conceded 36 shots. Ollie making 12 saves. You can't rely on that every game, can you?
Well, we can, because Ollie makes the saves, mate. So look, that's not our game plan. That's never been the game plan. At the end of the day, look, Brisbane were in a situation where they needed to really throw everything that they could to keep their top 6 hopes alive. So it was one of those games that we were clinical in front of goal. We scored at the right moments. We come away with a 3-0 win. Like I said, we always try to play a certain brand of football, but sometimes that doesn't come to fruition. But the most important thing is that we got the result that we needed to put us where we are right now.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
G'day, Ufi. Nick here from News Talk ZB. Can you hear me okay there?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Hey, just a quick couple from me. I guess obviously you're coming back in from your isolation period, but have you noticed a bit of buoyance or confidence about those guys who were involved early on in the All Whites qualifying campaign since they've returned? And has that sort of imparted on the rest of the group in some respects?
Yeah, I think it will. It's always nice to go away and represent your country, and where Wayno scoring on his debut for the All Whites, and Oldie even getting a cap with the All Whites at a young age. I think that'll put a lot of confidence in those guys, and they will come back with a spring in their step. So hopefully that continues with the way that they're playing at the moment. Oldie getting a goal, and Wayno should have possibly had maybe 2 or 3 even in the last game. But look, for us, it's always a nice thing for players to go and represent their country and come back with their spring in their step.
And just a word on Melbourne City, obviously sitting pretty there at the top. Is there a sort of a key way you've seen about how you might be able to break them down and get through?
Yeah, look, it's going to be a tough game. Melbourne City are top of the ladder at the moment. They've got a few players coming back from injury as well, so they'll probably have a pretty full squad that we'll play against. But look, we'll go out there and play the way that we want to play, and try to nullify them when they have the ball, and try to expose them because they do throw a lot of numbers forward as well. But look, like I said, we had a good game against them in the cup earlier in the season, so hopefully we can get the same result that we did in the cup.
Awesome. Good luck.
Thank you.
Ufuk, can you paint a picture for us? Last Saturday night, your living room, or your office, or wherever you were watching the game. Can you just talk us through how that unfolded?
So I was watching the game on the computer, on the phone with Logan constantly about the game, and just some information down to Chiefy with sometimes with the setup and maybe the substitutions as well. It's also a little bit delayed, which was not nice because I was getting notifications on my phone that we scored, but then I hadn't seen the goal as yet. So I think when we scored the second goal against Perth, I think maybe the whole of Meriton Suites maybe would have heard me shouting or celebrating within my room at the same time. So look, to be honest, it wasn't a great experience. It's an experience I don't want to have again. But you know what? This is another chapter in the book of my last 2 seasons at Wellington Phoenix, dealing with COVID and all the stuff that we dealt with so far. But like I said, look, we don't whinge and whine. We get on with things. And like I said, very pleased with the group and showing resilience, and very pleased with my staff and continue the great work and getting the results that they've got.
Okay, it's a pretty long book by now.
Oh, there's a few chapters in that book. Don't worry about that, Andrew, mate.
No, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll stop it there, I think.
Well,
Thanks, Ufuk.
thanks,
Much appreciated.